Greetings, everyone. Rajee Narinesingh here, transgender activist, author, spiritualist, actress, reality TV personality, and also host of two shows online, Trans Gurus and My Southern Exposure. I got a lot going on, y'all. Anyway, for the record, I am not a racist. And for any of you out there that think I might be, I'm not. I am a transgender, multiracial woman of color, okay? If I hated white people, that means I'd be hating a part of myself. If I hated black people, I'd be hating a part of myself. If I hated Asian, Indian people, I'd be hating a part of myself. If I hated Pacific Islander people, I'd be hating a part of myself. I am not racist. You know, I did a video a couple years ago about an incident I had in the airport in New York. It was with these African American people. They actually were employees of the airport. They were horrific towards me. They treated me so disrespectfully, and they just were very hateful towards me, and I was upset about it. So in the video, I happened to use the N-word a few times. And as an example, I said, like, those ignorant N-words type thing. And, you know, a lot of my black, well, not a lot, but some of the black followers that I have were offended and got upset and called me a racist. And I was like, what? I said, first of all, what happened to the rule? You know, if you have black in you, you can use the word. Is there a rule? Do we even know the rules? I thought it was 1%, but evidently not in all cases. And maybe I'm not black enough. And so anyway, last week I did a video about a conversation I had with this white guy. And I talked about the systemic racism that exists here in America. And by the way, I'm coming to you from my humble home here in South Florida, USA. And so the systemic racism that we deal with and how people have a tendency to think one-sided, like they based on the systemic racism. So, and that goes for all people, you know, have that tendency from time to time. And, but this particular video was about the conversation with this white guy. So, anyway, and one of the things I said was, just to give you all an example in case you didn't see the video, is I was like, you know, he had made the comment about Kamala being born in America, but she lived in Canada for a number of years. Yeah, her mother was a researcher. She got a job in Canada, and she lived in Canada for some years. But I said to him, I said, she's still American. And he's like, well, you know, not apple pie American. And I'm like, am I supposed to like read between the lines? She's not apple pie American. She's not white. Is that what you're trying to say? You know, it's interesting when white folks go abroad, oh, they're becoming, you know, more worldly and cultured. But if people of color do it, they're not American? Come on. You know, so that was kind of the gist of, and there were some other things that I addressed in the video. So I had some white followers of mine that were upset over it, and they felt like I was being racist. And although I have to say, there were quite a lot of my white followers who took up for me, and they were like, she didn't say anything racist. You know, she was just calling out the systematic racism and the one-sided thinking that, you know, people can do. So anyway, but there were some people that were upset. And there was this guy, oh my God, he had a freaking tantrum. I mean, so many comments. Oh, and Rajee, I thought you were a person of love and peace and that you weren't a racist and that you loved all people. Listen, I love all people. I know who I am, okay? I know who I am. What? He got upset. What? Because people of color need to stay in their place. I mean, really, literally, this guy is just going on and on with all these comments about me being a racist. Listen, I have so much love in my soul for humanity. And people that are really able to connect with me know that. So anyway, back to him. So then he's like, well, I'm going to unfollow you. Good riddance. Go ahead and unfollow me. Good riddance. Oh, I'm going to post your video all over, and I'm even going to post it on the Botched website. Go right ahead. I said what I said, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not backing down. What I said, I believe. Oh my God. It's funny though, when you call shit out, how, people get defensive. And we all have done it. Like you get caught doing something wrong and you're like, what? Well, that defensiveness. But you did something wrong. Or the particular thing is wrong that's going on, but you're complicit with it, right? But, we all have done it. And so people don't like their shit to be called out. But bottom line is shit. Whether it's white shit, black shit, Indian shit, South Pacific Islander shit is shit, okay? Now, during this conversation that I had with this white gentleman, I'll call him a gentleman, he was nice, overall. But anyway, during the conversation, he talked about, police killing black men. I didn't get into that in the first video I did, but I'm about to talk about it now. So he made this comment oh, it's a shame what happened to George Floyd, but he wasn't a model citizen. And then he brought up some other shooting with a African-American guy, and he's like, he had a rap sheet this long. And, I have to admit, as a person of color, sometimes when I hear that, I'm like, oh, dear Lord, why did you have to have a rap sheet? Why? And then, when I've seen videos where you see an African-American person getting rambunctious with the police and indignant, and it's I'm saying listen, bow down, man, bow down so you can live to see another day and fight this, after the fact, report it or do a lawsuit, whatever. But I know though how things can get out of hand, because I was stopped once by the police, and he started making all these derogatory comments about trans people, and I ended up getting into this big debate with him, and in the middle of it I'm thinking, oh my God, Rajee, you better pull it on back, because this could turn out not very good for you. So anyway, I know I can see how things can get out of hand, but so he makes these comments, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I hear you. I said, but it's interesting to me how that guy some years ago in Colorado, the white guy that went into that movie theater and shot up all those people, how he was apprehended by the police without incident. And it's interesting to me how that white guy here in South Florida a couple years ago, who was on drugs and attacked those people and literally almost bit their faces off, they apprehended him without incident. And what about the white guy that shot up Spelman Douglas High School and killed all those people? They got him without incident. And I said, what about a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago, that 17-year-old walking with the gun who shot up some people and the police are waving to him? They were able to get him into custody without incident. Meanwhile, you have this video that came out this week of a guy in Philadelphia, African American. He was having mental issues. His mother called the police for help. They came. Now, he did have a knife in his hand, but they ended up shooting him 14 times and killing him. Okay. And I don't know, are the police trained when they disengage their weapon, they're to shoot to kill? Because I can't imagine you shoot someone once or twice, wouldn't that disable them? I don't know, but usually when they disengage that weapon, they're shooting to kill. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But I said, my God, there is a double standard. White people are treated different in this country than black people. Black people are treated different than white people. It is definitely a difference. Now, not all the time. There are exceptions. But, when you're looking at the big picture of it, and you know what? Don't walk around in denial. I'm speaking the truth. This is fact, okay? Walk around in denial or play dumb, because it's the truth. I'm going to close with saying this. Shit is shit. And on that note, I want to wish everyone love, happiness, peace, good health, prosperity, and many wonderful blessings.